All right, we should be live. If we're live, give me a 5x5. Hope everybody's doing all right. Kennedy Walker says, "Hey guys, I arrested a cop yesterday. Are you going to believe that? Is that true?" What's up, Lick the Whole Boot? Little Merrill, Kennedy Walker, Liberty or Death. Gray Dude. Wisdom's here. Wisdom has arrived. Happy forfeiture of July. That is hilarious, Tommy Stock. Happy forfeiture of July. I'll have to remember that. That's I don't know why we celebrate Independence Day. We are more enslaved now than the colonists were back in the 1700s. Thanks, Quad State. I appreciate it. So you guys can hear me okay? He doesn't look white. Yeah. That's Robert Bobby Cremo III. This is the man who's at large who supposedly shot up the streets of Highland Park during the 4th of July parade there in Illinois, just 28 miles northeast, I believe, of Chirac, Chicago, Beetlejuice Lightfoot's area. And it couldn't possibly have happened there. I mean, they had too many gun laws in place for that to happen, right? Oh, wait a second. We'll watch some disturbing videos from him. And, just right off the bat, he doesn't look like a conservative to me. Does he look like a conservative to you? And I'm not playing into the left versus right paradigm. I'm just saying this doesn't fit with the regular routine makeup of conservative / Republican / non-Democrat. Guy looks totally Democrat. I don't know any blue, red hair, clown face, tattoo necked conservatives. Do you guys? So before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the ATF's tweet today. Happy Independence Day, the ATF says. Although the vote for independence took place on July 2nd, like they care about independence. They don't give a damn about independence. They don't give a damn about your freedom. They don't give a damn about your right to keep and bear arms, whatever arm you want to. They don't give a damn about shall not be infringed. And it's laughable. And they always get ratioed. I don't even know why they have a Twitter presence. They're always getting ratioed. Although the vote for independence took place on July 2nd, the Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, which became the day that has been celebrated since as the birth of American independence. And then they put in, the part of the quote of the Declaration of Independence: "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights." In other words, rights that can't be taken away from you, or rights that can't be given to you by government, even though the ATF specializes in taking people's rights away, trampling people's rights. I'm going to go through some of these comments because they are classic. This is underneath the ATF's actual tweet here. They have 23 retweets, 34 quoted tweets, 72 likes, and I don't even know how many comments that they have, but they got completely ratioed. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governor, which is laughable, guys. Think about it. If government means enslaved, if governed means to be enslaved, consent of the enslaved, how does that work? If you are free to give your consent or withhold your consent, and the other person that you didn't give your consent to actually respects your right to not consent, then you're not a slave. Otherwise, you're a slave. Masters don't care and don't give slaves the option to consent or withhold their consent. Consent of the governor, consent of the enslaved. It doesn't even make sense. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, any form of government destructive to these ends, like the ATF, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the TSA, all the alphabet soup agencies have become destructive to our ends. Why do they even exist? Because this isn't the land of the free, home of the slave. This is the land of the fee, home of the slave. Not only did they exist, but they exist by the American tax cattle dollar, to add insult to injury. It is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. You forgot that part. Thumbs up for that one. Firearms Policy Coalition says The founders would have considered you an illegitimate agency and an enemy of liberty because you are. It will be a happy Independence Day when we're finally free of you. 741 likes under a post by the ATF that only has 72 likes. A segment from the causes and necessities of taking up arms from Thomas Jefferson. This was actually interesting. I don't think I had ever read this. Let me see if I can put it in the put it in frame so we can read it. Supposedly, Thomas Jefferson says, in our own native land, in defense of the freedom that is our birthright. I love that. I love that. Freedom is your birthright. It's not even so much about rights. It's not about the fact that you have rights or I have rights. It's the fact that other people don't have the right to take your rights, your freedoms, infringe upon your freedoms. And how do we know that? Because of some holy book, because of some, the Holy Roman Church or Baptist Church or Presbyterian Church or some religion, or because of some edict scribbled down on parchment hundreds of years ago? No, we know that because all you have to do is ask yourself a question. Would you want the same action that you're about to initiate on somebody else to befall you? If the answer is no, then you don't do it. That's how you know. That's called self-evidence. In our own native land, in defense of the freedom that is our birthright. It's yours because you were born. And it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter where you were born. Oh, you're not American. You don't have freedoms? No. You have freedoms because you're a human being. And no other human being has the right to lift up their hands and steal your freedom from you. In which we ever enjoyed till the late violation of it for the protection of our property acquired solely by the honest industry of our fathers, our forefathers, and ourselves against violence actually offered, we have taken up arms. We shall lay them down when hostilities shall cease on the part of the aggressors, and all danger of their being renewed shall be removed, and not before. In other words, we're not giving up our freedoms. Not for you, not for anybody. Why? Because it's more about us. It's more than about us, guys. It's about our posterity. To ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. What Constitution? The Constitution that says, Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes. Congress, the most vile among us, the political parasitic class, has the power to lay and collect taxes. They have the power to steal from you and transfer your wealth from you to somebody else. It's a transfer of wealth and power. That's what politics is. And that's why we say it's the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own enslavement. This guy says, to celebrate the 4th, post your favorite Minecraft recipes. And this guy has this right here. Pretty interesting. I don't know if this is a 3D printed, you know what? Pew pew. Pretty interesting how it works. Little select fire there. And I'll just stop that before he shoots it. We'd still be a colony if you had your way. The ATF has more in common with the British back then than they do with those who broke away. This person says, Happy Independence Day. Today would be a great day to abolish the ATF, says all my tax dollars went to Ukraine. This guy says, he posts this, all gun control is racist. And we know that ATF is involved in gun control. We know what happened in Waco. This is I just pulled this up because this is considered a top shelf authoritative source. This is from Wikipedia. The Waco siege, also known as the Waco massacre, was the law enforcement siege of the compound that belonged to the religious sect Branch Davidians. It was carried out by the U.S. federal government and Texas state law enforcement and the U.S. military between February 28th and April 19th, 1993. The Branch Davidians were led by David Koresh, who were headquartered at Mount Carmel Center Ranch at the community in this part in Texas, 13 miles northeast of Waco. Suspecting the group of stockpiling illegal weapons, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, that's ATF, obtained a search warrant for the compound and arrest warrants for Koresh, as well as a select few of group members. How many people died? 76 people died. How many of those were children? 25. How did they die? They were burned to death. The FBI and the ATF set fire to the Branch Davidian compound, they called it, because they got to make it sound as bad as possible. Set fire to the Branch Davidian compound and killed 25 children. 76 people in all, and they care about independence. If you are not free to stockpile illegal weapons on American soil, are you really free? Is this the land of the free, home of the brave? I'm asking that as a serious question. This was a hilarious short video that somebody posted in response to the ATF.
And there's even been word in a new study that actually 100% of ATF agents have wives that have boyfriends. And this is consistent with previous data advice. So take that into account. Wisest words always, Charlie.
How many percent?
ATF agents have study that actually 100% of ATF agents have wives that have boyfriends. And this
100% of ATF agents have wives who have boyfriends. So a bunch of cocks. Less tweeting and more approving of the Form 1 and Form 4 backlog. Screw this right here. Screw filling out forms. If you have to fill out forms so that you can have a firearm, you are not free. This meme says all gun control is an infringement. What about common sense gun laws? Do I stutter, biatch? Guys, any level of law that keeps you, that hinders you ever so slightly from cash and carrying any firearm, any personal protective device that you want is an infringement. It says shall not be infringed. Four of the most simple words in the English language. Shall not be infringed. Infringe might be a little complex because a lot of people don't use it, but it shall not be hindered. It shall not be gotten in the way of. Don't get in my way. Don't get in that person's way. Don't get in that person in Chicago. Don't get in their way of having a personal protection device. Those people in New York, don't get in their way. Don't hinder them in any way from grabbing a personal protection device for whatever reason they want it. What do you need an AR-15 for? What do you need an AK-47? High capacity magazines. What do you need a 100-round drum for? It's none of your business. Shall not be infringed. How's that? Let's talk about gun control. Banning or restricting firearms is the most privileged idea ever. Rich liberals scoffing at the notion that a person might need to defend their own life is a tower so ivory you can't look at it in direct sunlight. It's the personal safety equivalent of saying, just have the maid do it. You don't get to celebrate Shiat, this person says. That part about liberty you're quoting is a tenet you should maybe try to adhere to, since liberty includes the freedom to keep and bear arms. You know why I like reading these responses to the ATF? Almost every single one of them. I haven't read one that actually is in favor of the ATF. This person says, I shall celebrate my freedom with a few 30-round magazine dumps. Thank you. And this person says, and tannerite. You know why I like reading these? Because it gives me hope that there are other people out there like you and I who resist tyranny. Because that's what it is. ATF is tyranny. Matter of fact, ATF should stand for a tyrannical franchise. Because that's how they act. They act like tyrants. And when you act like tyrants, if you speak like tyrants, well, you're probably tyrants. All right, getting back to the issue at hand, we had an incident, reportedly, we had an incident, although it didn't look very compelling to me. I've been watching the news all day on this. Didn't look very compelling to me that, there was any kind of event that happened, but they say it did. And if it did, this is the person they say did it. As a matter of fact, let's see, this right here says, police have identified a person of interest after a gunman on a rooftop. And I watched a couple hours worth of news today to try to find out which rooftop, which building in Highland Park was this guy shooting from, and they wouldn't tell you what direction the fire was supposed to come from. On a rooftop, open fired at an Independence Day parade in suburban Chicago on Monday, killing at least 6 people, wounding 24, and these 24 that they said are wounded and went to the hospital were seriously injured by gunfire, they said. And sending hundreds of marchers, parents with strollers and children on bicycles, fleeing in terror. Guys, one of the last things you want to do when the crowd is fleeing is don't do what the crowd's doing. Because a lot of people who got hurt fell down and were trampled by the crowd. As a matter of fact, I don't know why anybody would want to live in a suburb of Chicago. It's so gun restricted. It's so gun regulated that if you did pull out a firearm, if you were a CCW, concealed carry weapon, a weapons carrier, and you did pull it out, you probably would get in trouble in one of these areas. The person of interest was identified as 22-year-old Robert E. Cremo. We now know him as Robert E. Cremo or Bobby Cremo III. The suspect remained on the loose hours later as authorities scoured the area. And I want to play this for you right here because they were actually placed on lockdown. There was actually martial law declared, according to the testimony of this guy right here. Martial law was declared in Highland Park, Illinois. Listen to this.
Are you feeling safe now? I have to ask, Gavin, considering that this suspected shooter, this young man, is still out there. There's this huge manhunt now with dozens of law enforcement officials searching for him.
Am I feeling safe? Hell yeah, Brooke. But you know what? Feelings are, I don't really care about feelings because whether you're safe or not, I'd rather have dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery and have your AK-47 or your AR-15 in your lap. So it's not really a matter of feeling safe, Brooke. It's about being prepared. It's about understanding that we live in a dangerous world full of evil people, and we're ready, man. Let's see this thing happen in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where 60% of the people at that parade were probably strapped to the hilt. Going out, they don't need to call ATF, they don't need to call the FBI, they don't need to call local authorities. They would already have this guy hung and strung before anybody got there. If you want to come, that's fine. We're not calling you. We're going to go ahead and resume the parade now. So go ahead and bring, I think, what is it? Billy, how many body bags? Oh, one? Just one. Yeah, this guy's a nincompoop, man. Yeah, we got him within like 30 seconds. We found out who he was. We chased him down, and he's already gutted. He's ready for mounting. Let's see that happen in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, or some places in Tennessee or Oklahoma. Ain't gonna happen. So this lady says, do you feel safe? Do you really feel safe? It's not about feeling safe. It's about being prepared in an evil world when evil people come. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? Is your training going to kick in? Was there any training? Are you armed? Are you ready for hand-to-hand combat in case something goes south and something goes awry? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. It's not about feeling safe. It's about being left alone to just be free. Let's listen to this again.
Are you feeling safe now? I have to ask, Gavin, considering that this suspected shooter, this young man, is still out there. There's this huge manhunt now with dozens of law enforcement officials searching for him.
We're in lockdown in Highland Park. So they've shut down pretty much everything. You're not allowed out in the streets. They don't want you.
We're in lockdown. You're not allowed out in the streets. What's that called? Because of the misdeeds, because of the evil deeds of one person. We, the federal authorities, the FBI, the ATF, local police, state police, we decided to shut everybody's down and suspend everybody's freedom. Now, I don't know if it's true. This guy's testimony is you're not allowed out in the streets in Highland Park. We are all on lockdown. Screw that. And think of the irony, guys. You're on lockdown on Independence Day where you're celebrating freedom from tyranny. You're on lockdown. We're going to listen to we're on lockdown. You just speak about it like it's no big deal. Yeah, well, I don't know if you knew we're on lockdown. We're not allowed to go out in the streets, or basically treating us like children because of the misdeeds of this one guy, possibly this one guy, Robert Cremo. Listen to this.
We're in lockdown in Highland Park. So they've shut down pretty much everything. You're not allowed out in the streets. They don't want you driving downtown. They don't want you going really anywhere. So it's very quiet out there. Do I feel safe? No, I will when this guy is eventually caught, and I wouldn't call him a shooter. I'd call him a mass murderer.
Do I feel safe? No. Are you actually complying with martial law? Yes, because that's what they taught us in our 15,000-hour public fool indoctrination program. When the authorities tell you to do something, you do it because that's what makes you a good boy. That's what makes you a good girl. Well, how come you're not going out there with your own firearms and going to hunt down Robert Cremo III? Oh, we don't have any guns because we gave them up in the last gun buyback when Beetlejuice Lightfoot said that we can't have guns.
And when he's caught,
what is this world coming to, man? What is it? Who would live in Chirac anyway?
Caught and put away forever. It's just insane.
Gavin Tollinger, I'm grateful to you for your time and for sharing with us what happened. I'm sure, reliving the trauma is not easy, but I'm grateful to you for shining a light on what you went through. Thank you so much.
Man, this would have went down way different in other parts of the country. Trauma, the only trauma that was suffered was the guy should have never shot because we're going to shoot back. How come the guy didn't pick out some, of course he's going to pick out a suburb of Chicago. That provides him with an absolutely safe working environment. I'm not convinced that, I don't know what to believe, okay? Could it have been organic and then they're going to take advantage of this? Because, problem, reaction, solution. They either create a problem or they co-opt a problem that happened organically. But then they wait for the fear-based reaction. Oh my gosh, we need more gun restrictions. Well, how did they get in the Chicago suburb anyway? Aren't there tight gun controls anyway? Yeah, but they came in from outside. So now what we need is a federal ban. We need to, people coming in from Illinois, Indiana, Tennessee, just all these other surrounding areas over here. And oh my gosh, we can't have that kind of stuff. We got to put ourselves on lockdown because of one guy, kind of like they did with the Boston event. So it's problem, reaction, solution. This is the Hegelian dialectic. Co-opt or create a brand new problem, wait for the fear-based reaction. Oh my gosh, you need to make more gun laws. You need to restrict us more. You need to put us on lockdown. You need to declare martial law on Independence Day of all days. And then step in to provide the pre-planned solution that you caused the people to beg for because you read Edward Bernay's book, Propaganda, and you know how to get into the mind. You know how to get into the control panel. You know how to push those buttons and pull those levers. You know how to cause people to react. That's why we say politics, I already said it today, it's the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own enslavement. The people will actually come to you and grab the politicians' lapels and say, please restrict us more for our safety. We will give up essential liberty so that we can have politically promised security, which historically never comes, but we're going to beg for it anyway. Losers. And that's how everybody gets their freedom lost. That's why it's vital to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. It's vital. Thanks for that super chat. Redbeard Racing. He says, I heard on the rooftop of Uncle Dan's outdoor. Oh, really? Is that what it was? The rooftop of Uncle. I have not even seen that. Didn't see that reported anyway. Thanks for being a member there, Joe Ramirez. I appreciate that. So let's get with this guy here. So what does this guy look like here to you? Let me move this. What does that guy look like? Does that guy look like a Biden supporter? Does he look like a Trump supporter? What does he look like? We're gonna look into him just a little bit. Somebody had posted a video. Says another disturbing video of the Highland Park shooter. Now look at this kid's set, okay? Is this some kind of rich kid? Because the set that he has, this little locker right here opens to another room. This looks like almost like a studio. The video quality and the editing kind of looks, it's got some kind of a professional feel to it. Let's play this. I don't know if the music is copyrighted, so I'm going to silence it.
Skip class, smoking chill all night.
So it's got some music on it. So he's sitting here like in a classroom. He's going to be sitting at a desk here. He's going to pull probably, I don't know if he shows the firearm, but he's reaching for his bag. And then in the next scene, you got this. It's just mayhem. Everything's just disarray. It's got like Joker laughter on it. All right, so he's got this this bright flashing beam on his chest. Okay, so he's opening up this locker into another room. I mean, this doesn't look like it doesn't look low quality, guys. How fast do you think they're going to drop this if they find out that he's a Biden supporter or that he's a Democrat or that he's some crazy liberal? I mean, he does look like one. He doesn't fit the criteria or the mold of somebody who looks like a conservative. And let me just say again, the left versus right paradigm lie is one of the reasons we're in the mess that we're in today, because people are constantly fighting and bickering among themselves. I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm conservative, I'm liberal, I'm for this, I'm for that. That's all part of this dog and pony show under the big top that they want us to be embroiled in. They want us to be at each other's throats, wringing each other's necks, so that we don't pay attention to what they're trying to slip under the door on us with the, fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media. So you got this guy right here. He's got some tactical gear. Looks like a tactical helmet with a GoPro camera. Just doesn't have a conservative feel to it. The guy's probably written some kind of manifesto. We don't even know yet. He'll probably get into a shootout with police, and then it'd be suicide by basically a police firing squad. See if we can get some more information on this. Is that him too? They're saying that that's this guy. I don't see that tattoo on his cheek. It kind of looks like his nose though. He's got tats on his. He's got a thin. Well, there's a thin blue line flag flying behind him. I haven't seen this picture yet. This dude is crazy. What an artistic young fella. My question is, who filmed him? Yeah, that's my question. Thanks for the link. I've learned more about this deranged leftist from people on Twitter than I have from subversive media. That's a good way to put it. Still trying to figure out what happened in Uvalde. Who brought the guns? All right, so the suspect remained on the loose hours later as authorities scoured the area. Highland Park Police Commander Chris O'Neill, the incident commander on the scene, urged people to shelter in place as authorities search for the suspect. Urge people? I don't know. According to that one guy, he says they got us on lockdown. We can't go anywhere. So maybe people are getting two different messages from the authorities out there, or the authorities are actually leaving it to the people to stay in place for your own safety or whatever. And most people are complying, which that's probably true. 28 miles from Chirac. He said Monday afternoon that a very active, comprehensive effort was underway. Multiple agencies are searching door to door. I saw one thing on the news. He's driving a Honda. I can't remember. Does anybody? It's a silver Honda something. I can't remember the model. A Patriot would not shoot up a July 4th parade. Yeah, I wouldn't say even though the NRA is decidedly against us in our Second Amendment, I would not say it's an NRA member. I would not say it's a Gun Owners of America member. Although that would be interesting if this guy, 2 months ago bought an NRA membership and then they call him an NRA member. That would be a joke. I think that would be just taking it a little bit too far, a little bit too fast. Anybody get the make and model of car that they're saying that he's actually in? Honda Fit. There you go. Thanks, Farrell. Honda Fit. That was it. Silver Honda Fit. I think they gave the license plate number and everything. Multiple agencies are searching door to door for a white male suspect, 18 to 20 years old. They're saying he's 22 now with longer black hair and a small build. He's wearing a blue or white shirt. And then it just keeps going with this. If anybody's got any kind of updates on this as we move along. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's see. See, we got some from Fake Stream Media here. Chicago Times. Yeah, what do we got going on here? Liam Kendricks calls out gun laws after Highland Park shooting. Quote, the access to weaponry totally needs to change. Yeah, that's the problem. We only need to have, let's see what this guy says. I don't even know who this guy is.
Thanks for choosing to listen.
Oh, wait.
We're converting your article into audio and will begin playing momentarily.
I don't want that. Let me refresh this page. I don't want you reading an article to me. Let's see what this guy says. Wonder if this is a video. Sometimes these things get hung up, so let's see. It shows that this is a video. Chicago White Sox consultant with Major League Baseball on whether to play Monday night's game with Minnesota Twins after the shooting at the 4th of July parade in Highland Park killed 6 and wounded more than 24 others. Quote, there was a conversation with MLB and they decided that they would play. Asked if he thought it was the right decision, La Russa said, I think the people that make a decision like that are very aware of the biggest picture. And if they say play, I think we're supposed to play. I also know, let's see. So they cancel. Let's see. What did this guy say? Unfortunately, in this day and age, it's becoming all too commonplace, Hendricks said of the Highland Park shootings, the access to weaponry that is being used in these things totally needs to change. Something needs to be done. Something needs to happen because there are way too many people losing their lives. When they say something needs to happen, something needs to be done, they're basically saying, politicians, you need to get your act together and you need to make more gun laws that aren't going to work, that aren't going to provide safety for anybody. And they're just spitting in the wind, basically. And basically what you're saying, something needs to happen is politicians need to criminalize more innocent people who didn't do this. 99.99999% of gun owners didn't do this. So those gun owners and people who want to be gun owners shouldn't be penalized. The only person, I mean, call me crazy and call this a crazy idea, but the only people who should suffer for this are the people who perpetrated the crime. It's revolutionary. No, it's elementary. It's not only about the people that lose their lives and the families of that. It's the tragic feeling that goes throughout the entire community when people are concerned about leaving the house, about day-to-day things like going to work or any number of these things. I'm not concerned about leaving the house. Are you guys concerned about leaving the house? Yeah, exactly, Richard Long. Save me, government. Save me. Because we know the government's in the people-saving business, right? Are you concerned about going out? Are you fearful for your life when you go to the grocery store, you go to the restaurant, or you're driving down the road? Do you really want to live your life in fear? These people want you to live your life in fear. I mean, if you really live in your life in fear, if you feel that strongly about it, maybe move away from Chirac. Maybe move away from the policies of Beetlejuice Lightfoot. It's not only about the people who lose their lives and the families. It says, I don't think enough is being done. And there are two sides that need to meet somewhere in the middle and figure this out. Too many people are dying, and it's no excuse to be like, I'm on this side or that side. At some point, things need to be done, or we're getting to the point where civilization as you know it may be ending, just due to the fact that there are two drastically different sides.
We come on the air tonight with heavy hearts over what happened today in Highland Park. We know baseball is fun and serves a big purpose in many of your lives, but we're here today thinking of the families and the entire Highland Park community who are mourning on this tragic day in our state's history. And
see if they use this as an opportunity to promote more gun control, which is really people control, which is really government-sanctioned, government-funded gun violence against people who've done nothing wrong.
Our country's history. I know you wanted to say something.
Well, it's kind of sad because when you pick a town, a country, like we pick, and this thing happening, the last thing you want to think is about the game tonight. A very big game, very big game. And it's such a sad day happening again and again. It's a super important game today in Chicago. But that's the last thing had to be in our mind because our heart and a break for the community of Highland Park. For us here in Illinois, this is our home. And yes, a very sad day. I feel sad for the family and everyone affected by this. And I'm proud to be to make my life in America, and especially here in Chicago, Illinois. Days like this, it's very, very hard to forget. Because
I mean, if you're going to get emotional about this, you know what you should get emotional about? The fact that people are weak. That people have believed everything the government has told them. That people believe what fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra media is saying night after night. And they've become entitled to believe that they deserve safety meted out by the government. When the government doesn't come through, or the government initiates some scenario where people end up getting hurt. And then what happens as a result is that more laws are enacted on the land, which means more freedoms are taken, and more rights are trampled. And because more laws are made, more money is stolen from the people, and then the place gets economically terrorized and demolished. What's really sad is not just that somebody might have lost their lives, but people are going to lose their rights. And when you lose more rights, you lose more lives because the government gets more emboldened and empowered, and they get more wealthy, and they move in, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the people's rights go away and go away. And then just like a muscle, they begin to atrophy, and then they're weak. And then they become in this position where it's like, well, we trusted in the government. They said if we turn over our guns, that everything's going to be all right. And I believed them. And they let me down. And now it's too late to go back. It's like taking away your rights by 1,000 tiny, almost imperceptible reductions until past the point at which you can do anything. Article on Zero Hedge mentions Uncle Dan's. Let's see. Highland Park. Let's see what Zero Hedge says. Zero Hedge. Nine hours ago, 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago. So let's go with the 4 hours ago. Thanks, Redbeards Racing. Appreciate it. None of us is greater than all of us. Police have announced. Anyway, what I was saying about this is, yeah, there's sadness to go around, but the real sadness is the people become basically emasculated. They become weak. They become dependent on the government. And then the government gets stronger, and then we look back and we go, how did we become the prison planet that we are today?
See this thing happening again and again and again, and be a grandpa now, you see like, where are we going to? Okay, let's play the game. Enjoy it, but that's a second thought we got to have in our mind.
Yeah, you know where they go on this. You know where they go. Let's see, back to Zero Hedge here. Police have announced Robert Bobby Cremo III is a person of interest on Monday's shooting in the Highland Park, Illinois shooting. Let's see, more photos of this guy. Let's see if we've got. Okay, that's from, and this guy is, I mean, if that's truly him, it seems like this guy has some issues. What is that written above his head? What's the significance of 47? What's he got on his hands there? Here's another picture of him. It's almost like he's got, 1111 cross out for 5. This guy looks like a real winner. Is he? Don't tell me. Is that a Trump flag for real? No way. Oh my gosh. If he turns out to be like this big time Trump supporter, is this him too? What does 47 mean? 47 Hitman Code 47 game. I'm looking at all this stuff afresh with you guys. I haven't seen any of this. I especially haven't seen this right here where he's wrapped in a Trump flag. Wouldn't that be interesting? I wonder if he's doing that to mock him or to support him. Robert E. Cremo III, multiple homicides and a mass shooting. Supposedly that's his Honda Fit, 2010 Honda Fit, M80653. Has the following tattoos. Hey, what's up, Wolverine Transparency? Wait, they've been lying to us all this time? Yeah, exactly. Robert Cremo III has the following tattoos. 4 tally marks with a line through them on his right cheek. Red roses. I mean, he's going to be so easy to identify. Red roses and green leaves on his neck and cursive script above his left eyebrow. The FBI is offering a reward for information leading to the location of Robert E. Cremo III. Has ties to Rockford, DeKalb, and Elgin, Illinois. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Let me see if I can expand this for you so you can see it. FBI in Chicago is assisting in the Lake County Major Crimes Task Force in Illinois with the search for Robert E. Cremo III. He's being sought for his alleged involvement in the shooting. Who identified him in the first place? Let's see. Let's read some more here. Another disturbing video of the Highland Park shooter. Wonder if that's the one that we just saw.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hi there, kids. Welcome to the...
I'm going to turn this off, so it's probably copyrighted. So it's on a channel called Dog with 22 subscribers. So this is kind of an extended version here.
Stars falling down. Maybe it was all meant to be. Some making one.
I don't know what artist that is, but no doubt it's copyrighted. Look at the studio he's got here. Look at this. Look at the lights up above. This probably isn't your typical classroom since this locker opens up into a different room. I mean, this is expensive stuff right here, guys. If this is truly a studio. Wonder whose house this is. So he's reaching into his bag. The after effects of, the implication is that he took care of the classroom. Got Joker laughing in the background. They don't have him opening up that locker door into that other room. See if he's got some other videos on this channel. That's the only video he's got on the channel. It was released a month ago. It's got 5,400 views. They haven't taken the video down yet. Let's sort by newest first. They got him, it says 21 seconds ago. Here before it's taken down. Don't try to be one of the homies. Doesn't end well. If we need to look at something later, I'm gonna save this video. I just downloaded it. So after a cursory review, it seems like this guy was like a backpacking lyricist at one point a year ago. This lazy mumblehead song showed up a month ago. Again, this style seems completely unlike his past stuff. Did something happen? These happenings all seem very odd. His channel was finally taken down. I guess it was finally reported. Shaking my head. So what was his channel then? I don't know what his original channel was. Video is actually exactly 333. Nice one, Freemasons. Let's go back to... this is cursory research, guys. Just doing it with you live. Let's see what this Twitter one is. Okay, that's one we've already seen. Let's see what this is. This account, awake, whatever appears to be... Let's see if this has a link. Account suspended. Of course, they don't want anybody to do any of their own investigation, right? This account appears to be a long-standing fan page for the Highland Park shooter Robert Cremo. If you look through the old likes, it shows a lot of radical left-wing extremists and guns and hatred of Republicans. Interesting. Let's see what this Twitter link is. Robert Cremo archive footage file 1447.
My mind ponders from hydroponics. In the night sky, fuck the limelight. I already shine bright.
God, this is such weird stuff.
Welcome to Wide Awake.
I'd be surprised if we didn't see some kind of manifesto come out.
You or and traveling too far, hyperbolic change.
Sorry about that. All right, let's get back to this. Let's see. 5 people were dead and 16 others wounded when a gunman opened fire in the 4th of July parade kicking off Monday's afternoon in Highland Park. If you guys see any other links that you think are going to be pertinent to this live stream, let me know. We're just doing a little bit of investigative perusing here. Highland Park resident Miles says, I heard 20 to 25 shots, which were in rapid succession, so it couldn't have been just a handgun or a shotgun. So it couldn't have been just a handgun or a shotgun? Yeah, it could have been a handgun. Blood pooled. I didn't hear any shots on that one right there. Let's see. See if there are any other videos. Authorities secure the perimeter around downtown Highland Park. Video just sent to me from Highland Park shooting. This scares the ass out of me, says this guy. One of the last things you want to do when something like that happens, guys, is do what the crowd does. I mean, it's a good idea to step out of the way of the crowd. I mean, like if a whole crowd's coming at you, maybe duck into a, into a coffee shop or something if you can. But you definitely don't want to do what the crowd does. And you definitely don't want to be in a situation like this where you're unarmed, unprepared. The shooter opened fire in the crowd from the rooftop in a nearby building, killing at least 4.
4 is going to be the person we're looking for is going to be an individual that have a description, but he's wearing a large yellow backpack, like an army-style backpack. And they are currently at Central Train and checking the basement at Sunset Foods. That's all I have at this point. I'll keep you guys up.
It's trending on Twitter right now, so let's see if there's something live for us.
You at this moment was share with you what we have at this moment. What I can tell you at this moment was approximately 15 minutes ago.
Guys, before we go on, thanks for being here. I don't even know how many people are in this room, but if you like this video right here, give this a like, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. We're just trying to get to the bottom of this. We're trying to be honest about what's going on. Do governments get involved in things like this so that they can create policies that minimize or get rid of the freedoms of the rest of us and transfer more wealth and power? Yes, they do. Is this what that is? That's not what I'm saying here. Some people speculate that that's what this is. Some people speculate that this might be an FF, and you know what I'm saying when I say that. But I wouldn't put it past them. You don't want to trust government functionaries. I mean, of course this is going to happen on Independence Day, right? So that they can initiate a lockdown, so they can test out, push the boundaries of martial law in a geographic location in the United States, making a mockery of the whole Independence Day charade.
The subject that we were looking for, the person of interest, Robert Cremo III, was spotted by a North Chicago unit at Buckley and 41, his vehicle, the vehicle that we were looking for. He attempted to initiate a traffic stop on that subject. That subject did flee. A brief pursuit went on. Ultimately, they were able to get the subject stopped at Wesley and 41 in Lake Forest. The subject was taken into custody without incident. So at this point, I, again, want to reiterate, things are moving very quickly, as they do. Went on. Ultimately, they were able to get the subject stopped at Wesley and 41 in Lake Forest. The subject was taken into custody without incident. So at this point, I, again, want to reiterate, things are moving very quickly, as they do, unfortunately.
So he was apprehended at Wesley and 41 in Wake Forest.
And we just want to keep you updated with the most relevant information. The person of interest is now being taken to the Highland Park Police Department, where we're going to begin the next phase of the investigation.
Where are the reporters? Here's where the reporters are. The reporters are at these little press briefings here. If you're a true reporter, you're not looking to get a press brief from an authority standing behind a microphone. Why? Because they usually stand up there and lie to you. If you're a real reporter, you'll embed yourself in the hospital where these 24 people went. You'll engage in a little bit of guerrilla journalism, maybe some undercover camera work to find out, are people really being sent there? What's going on? Interview some doctors, interview some nurses. Is there a higher volume of people actually coming into this hospital? Fan out, get your team involved. Go to the Highland Police Department and find out, see if you can see the kid coming out of the car. They got radios, we got cell phones. Get a dragnet of reporters out there who are just interested in unearthing the truth. But no, they would rather sit there and get the easy picking, low-hanging fruit, which ends up being poisonous fruit because you're going to believe an authority tells you instead of recording something on your camera. The cameras don't lie. You can be at a police station and filming everything that goes in. Hey, they said they apprehended him at 41st and whatever in whatever street that was, and they're going to the Highland Police Station. Be over there ASAP and record whatever you can. Make sure you have your super duper zoom lens from the news agency you're with, because I'm sure they have the funding to be able to give you that kind of equipment so that you can do a good job reporting. But no, they just sit out here in front of the bank of cameras and microphones.
Speak with this person to make sure or see if in fact he is connected to this incident.
All right, let's see what this is.
FBI. That's 1-800
this is earlier.
Call FBI. Regular update.
Content warning. This timeline consists of live updated tweets, which may include graphic images. Let's see. So what we know from 1 minute ago. Okay, so here's Axios from 1 minute ago. I'm trying to find the latest breaking stuff here. 6 dead mass shooting at Highland Park July 4th parade. At least 6 people were killed. Authorities announced that they arrested Robert Bobby Cremo III, who had been identified as a person of interest in the shootings at around 6:30 p.m. local time. The shooting appears to be completely random, according to Lake County Sheriff's Office. Officials recovered a high-powered rifle. Of course they recovered a high-powered rifle. How are you going to vilify these rifles unless you find them on the scene? Marty Leeds says hello and God bless you, Brian. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Marty. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hey, you know what? You need to email me because I lost your number. Your number's not in my phone anymore, so we need to hook up again. So email me, contact@highimpactflix.com. Leave me your number, and we'll hook up. Hospitalized victims were in serious and critical condition by midday Monday. What they're saying, President Biden, who cares about what President Biden says? He's incoherent half the time anyway, or 3/4 of the time now. It's getting really bad for him, huh? So, okay, so this guy's in custody. Let's see. Breaking news. Breaking news. Isn't that bad? Where you got to, man, we need some real independent journalists out there who blanket and canvas areas. When something like this happens, they are on it. It was interesting to see all these pictures of people just leaving their chairs. It's like they left everything. They were in fear for their... Can you imagine being that scared to lose your life? That scared of being shot that you just leave everything? You know, families were separated. Children went one way and parents went the other way. They got so freaked out about it. Don't freak out. Prepare. Evil people are in this world. Don't be so shocked and astonished when it visits you. When it walks down the street of your parade. When it takes its position on the top of one of your tall buildings in your town. Next time I drive through town, I'll probably be looking up at the buildings, you know. Hey, am I about to get sniped at? Where should I take cover? Where should I park this vehicle so I can get out and defend myself? At least 3 killed in a shooting at Copenhagen shopping mall. Are they running? At least 3 people were killed and several injured in a shooting at Copenhagen shopping mall on Sunday, Danish police said. Police arrested another 22-year-old Danish man in connection with the shooting at Fields Mall. Our preliminary investigation continues to indicate that the perpetrator acted on his own. Oh, just like our perpetrator acted on his own. Wonder what we're going to find out later. Who's going to get vilified? What inanimate object is going to be vilified so that they can criminalize the holders of those inanimate objects? What number was on the barrel of the other 2 shooters, the one that shot the mosque and the other dude? I don't know. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. I just wanted to cover what the ATF said. I wanted to cover where we're at with this shooting that happened, you know, just north of Chirac. Wonder if Beetlejuice Lightfoot said anything. Let's see. Wonder if Lori Lightfoot said anything. That was 6 hours ago. Elected officials react to Highland Park mass shooting. The elected officials, huh? Pritzker monitoring Highland Park shooting aftermath. Lori Lightfoot. Beetlejuice Lightfoot deploys police to assist.
We have a Fox News alert. We are getting word that at an Illinois 4th of July...
Oh, that was just... My staff and I are closely monitoring the situation on Highland Park. State police are on the scene, and we have made all state resources available to the community. We will continue... It's so empty. It's so hollow. We will continue working with officials to help those affected. State police are on the scene. The shooting occurred... let's see. Lori Lightfoot says, I've been in contact with Mayor Roddering and have offered our support, and the Chicago Police Department is providing assistance. We grieve with the families. I don't think she has the capacity to do that. I don't think psychopaths can do that. Of the deceased and injured, as well as the entire Highland Park community. Oh, she's going to come out just swinging mad. We got to do something else. We got to institute more gun control regulation. We got to control the people of Illinois even more than they're already controlled. Elected officials react to a Highland Park mass shooting. Let's see.
or aggravated battery with a firearm. All those are serious offenses. But those typically would be charged after the bond court appearance. But frankly, they may just decide to throw it all in at the bond court hearing within the next day or two.
Is that his vehicle?
And of course, CBS 2 will be following that all along the way. Irv Miller, CBS 2 legal analyst. And
this
also
is
thanks
live.
to Phil Andrew. Appreciate
This is
your
live,
insight.
guys.
And of
This
course,
is live.
we
That's
may
good.
be calling on you before the evening's up one more time. Irv, thanks very much.
All right, now
Thank
we
you.
want to
Take
go
care.
to, thank you, Irv, to Stephen Graves. He has been talking to people. You can imagine the stories that are going to come out in terms of those who stepped in to help, those who needed help and had to run to get the assistance of neighbors, strangers, and law enforcement. So
I'm going to mute this. It's live, so I'm just going to mute it. Reefer Madman says UPS to seize and destroy gun parts. Gun part orders? What? UPS. What? Hold on. UPS reportedly cancels accounts of gun dealers selling ghost guns. They may seize and destroy packages. U.S. Parcel Service, UPS, is reportedly terminating the accounts of gun sellers across the country, stating any ghost firearm shipment detected in UPS may be confiscated and destroyed. Military veteran and firearm journalist Lee Williams was the first to break the news. In a letter sent to one Florida gun seller, Ghost Firearms, UPS claimed that they had terminated the account due to possible violations of regulations governing the shipment of ghost weapons to unauthorized locations. We write to inform you that UPS has learned that our company may be violating applicable laws concerning the shipment of ghost guns to unauthorized locations, the letter said. In light of your concern, UPS has determined that it will cancel your account effective immediately. Yeah, I would say a boycott. I say a boycott should be on the table. The term ghost gun refers to an unserialized and untraceable firearm. Oh, guys, the government hates unserialized, untraceable. Why? Because that means they can't control you like they want to. If it's not serialized and they don't have it in their database and it's not traceable, then they're not as likely to be able to control you. And that's what government's all about. It's about control. Governo mentis, to control or govern the mind control. The letter further noted that if pickup service is presently offered, it will be discontinued effective immediately. Accordingly, you may not reopen an account with UPS, whether you seek to do so through a UPS employee or through UPS internet website. We ask that you do not attempt to tender any shipments to UPS via the UPS store, UPS customer centers, UPS on-call, and all these other avenues. Any shipment discovered in the UPS system that is determined to have been sent by Ghost Firearms is subject to seizure and destruction. Who does this private company think it is anyway? I mean, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit. I don't care if you're a gun manufacturer, a gun dealer, a gun owner, or you hate guns. You should probably boycott UPS, because if they can do this with that, they'll do this with anything. And they need to learn their lesson, economically speaking. According to the letter, UPS may seize and destroy any package determined to have been tendered by Ghost Firearms. We write to inform you that UPS has learned that your company may be violating, where does this go to? Ghost Firearms in Daytona Beach, Florida. May be violating applicable laws concerning the shipment of ghost guns to authorized locations. In light of our concern, UPS has determined that it will cancel your account effective immediately. If pickup service is currently provided, be advised this service will also be terminated effective immediately. Accordingly, you may not reopen an account. We already read that. If there are any questions, please contact your sales representative. It's like, my sales representative, obviously I don't have a sales representative anymore. Ghost Gun owner Joe Zatter was told all scheduled pickups will be canceled and that he cannot reopen another UPS account or ship anything from a UPS store or website. He is most concerned about the packages already in the UPS system, which he may have already lost. Please note that any package found in the UPS system determined to have been tendered by Ghost Firearms may be seized and destroyed. Can you imagine the customers who are going to lose? I just shipped more than $30,000 worth of products, he said. And what if the person who is going to be the destination address for one of those guns absolutely needs it because they live in a horrible neighborhood and they need something to defend themselves? Now they're not going to be able to. I wonder if UPS will be held liable if that person who is supposed to get that shipment of that personal protection device, if they don't get it and they end up getting killed, I wonder if UPS is willing to accept personal liability for keeping that person from getting a personal protection device. That'd be a question for you. Zader immediately called his UPS sales rep, who said that he had no idea the account was terminated. Ghost Firearms sells uppers and lowers, handguards, and OEM parts for a number of manufacturers. They also sell 80% receivers. We do not ship to states where they are not allowed. We are in total compliance. We had ATF in here just 2 weeks ago, and they told us we were completely legal. That is not land of the free, home of the brave. That is not how America is supposed to be operating, guys. We got the permission of ATF. They told us we were completely legal. It's like, do you think the founding fathers were concerned about being legal in the eyes of the redcoats? Do you think they gave a crap at all? They were willing to sacrifice their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honors. They put everything on the line. Everything. ATF, how did we get to this point? How did we get to the point where the water's boiling and the frogs are just fine with it? Retail giant Brownells told customers in a Facebook post Friday that they too were terminated by UPS. Heads up, UPS has made the decision to no longer accept Brownells packages. We are working to put an email together to send to customers who have their account defaults to UPS or who have open orders with UPS Select. Hey, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity for American enterprise and ingenuity. Somebody needs to start up a shipping company that rivals UPS and FedEx and the United States Postal Service. That's how you get around this kind of stuff. It's like, dudes, I'll ship anything. It's none of my business what's in your packages. It's none of my business where anything comes from or where it's going or who's ordering or who's selling it. It's none of my business. Brownell did not specify in their post the reason why UPS terminated their account, and they removed the post after a few hours. I don't know why. UPS media relations personnel did not return calls or emails seeking comments for this story.
Hey guys, how's it going? So I have breaking news, and this concerns UPS canceling the accounts and threatening to seize and destroy orders from 2 retailers, one of them being a firearms parts retailer, the other being parts, firearms, and many other things. And
yeah, that's a bad day. That's bad news. It's bad news for UPS. God, that is just that. My God, shall not be infringed unless you're UPS. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the 500 likes. I can't even believe there's 500 likes in here. I really appreciate that. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. If you want to become a supporter of this channel by joining the team, it's only like $2.99 a month, and I promise you I'll be putting out videos that you'll want to see and interact with. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this Highland Park thing. Is it an FF scenario? If you think that it is, give me your reasons that you think it is. Do you think it's going to be used? Of course it is. Do you think it's going to be used to create more gun laws, which is, gun control laws, which is human control? Of course it is. What do you think about the ATF sending out the tweet pretending like they're for Independence Day when we know that the ATF is decidedly against Independence Day? I can't even find that tweet anymore. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. Thanks for jumping on board. I appreciate you being a part of this live stream. Thanks for 559 likes. That's crazy, guys. Thanks. Super generous of you. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Take care.